ESPN NFL insider Dan Orlovsky believes Justin Fields will play like an MVP-level candidate this season. Plus, the pads are on. They're practicing as we speak. Who will stand out now that the pads are on at Bears training camp? All that to discuss and more, but today's show is sponsored by Roan. Upgrade your closet right now with the perfect wardrobe for this summer and beyond with Roan. Use code CHATSPORTS to get 20% off at roan.com/chatsports. Justin Fields, can he play like an MVP-level quarterback this season? Dan Orlovsky of ESPN believes that is the case. He has very high expectations for the Bears quarterback this year. Here's what he said on Get Up yesterday. I think he's going to play an MVP-level football. I have felt that since the DJ Moore trade happened. I don't think he'll be in the MVP conversation because I don't think the team will be good enough. So he's saying they'll have a big year, but the Bears won't be close enough to contending, so he won't be like a finalist or something like that. But he went on to give three primary reasons as to why he thinks Fields will have this big year this year. Number one, he already mentioned it, the DJ Moore trade, the improved wide receiver unit as a whole. We're seeing that already in training camp, the impact DJ Moore is having on Justin Fields, on this offense, on other receivers getting better one-on-one looks. That will be a big impact. I agree with Orlovsky there. He mentioned drafting Darnell Wright, signing Nate Davis, having an improved overall offensive line. Orlovsky mentioned this was a bottom five skill group last year, skill position group, and bottom five offensive line. He thinks both could be in the top half this year. And if a lot of things go right, I actually do think that is a possibility, especially with the skill position group. We'll see on the offensive line, but either way, that group should be improved as well. And then I think arguably most importantly, you obviously have to have talent around you, which that goes without saying. But second year with Luke Getsy in this offensive scheme. More from Orlovsky explaining what he means here. He says, we have watched that offense take good quarterbacks and make them produce like really good quarterbacks, talking about Shanahan-style systems. This is Fields' second year in this system. On average, when quarterbacks play in this system going into their second year, it's 4,100 yards and 32 touchdowns. That's passing. It's Kirk Cousins. It's Baker Mayfield. It's Jimmy Garoppolo. It's Matt Ryan. I would say Justin Fields is a more talented player than them physically. Got to react to that here in just a moment. But if you think Justin Fields is going to ball out this year, show support, show love in the comments for JF1 by spamming JF1 down below. I want to see 50-plus JF1 comments on this video. My take is, I think he makes a good point, if we're being completely honest. Jimmy Garoppolo, Fields is far more gifted physically. Baker Mayfield, same deal. Look, you could say Matt Ryan coming out of Boston College maybe was a slightly more natural thrower of the football, but the arm strength isn't close to Fields, and obviously he doesn't have the athletic profile of a Justin Fields. Same with Kirk Cousins. Cousins, we like to joke about him. He's done a great job maximizing his ability, if we're being completely honest. He was a fourth-round pick for a reason. The ingredients are there for Fields. The physical talent, second year in the system, pieces around him. Quite frankly, if he doesn't have a big year, that's problematic. I said it going into training camp. He doesn't need to dominate, but he needs to be one of the best players, if not the best player on this football team this year. That's my expectation. I expect these numbers to jump from a passing standpoint. Rushing will probably dip a bit just because the improvements around him, and he shouldn't have to create on his own quite as much, but we know he's still going to be able to rush for probably 700-800 yards, if not more. I believe, and my expectation is 4,000 total yards as a baseline and 28 total touchdowns. He had 25 total touchdowns last year. Like, he actually found the end zone a decent amount, 17 passing, 8 rushing. If he throws for 22, runs for 6, I think I'd be happy with that. I'd love to get 30-plus. I don't want the goals or expectations to be completely outrageous, but he needs to reach 4,000 all-purpose, 3,300 throwing, 700 rushing, 35, 500, whatever it is, 4,000 plus, 28 plus touchdowns, reach those benchmarks, and I think we're on the right track with Justin Fields. Today's show, sponsored by Roan. The men's closet was really due for a radical improvement and an upgrade, and Roan stepped up to the challenge with their commuter collection. They have the world's most comfortable shirts, pants, shirts, and a whole lot more. Whether it's summertime and it's hot, you can rock the polos and the shorts that they have, but maybe you have a business meeting to attend to, or you have to go to a wedding or a funeral and you want to look dapper for those occasions. Roan's got you covered. Looking good has always been easy, but the challenge has been being comfortable as well. I've had tons of clothing products in the past where I feel like I'm looking sharp, but I just wasn't comfortable. You know, you're midway through a work day and you're like, I can't wait to change out of these clothes. Roan is not going to make make you feel that way. You're going to feel very, very comfortable as if you're wearing, clothes to the gym. Rhone.com/chatsports. Get 20% off at checkout. It's RHONE.com/chatsports. Code chatsports. That link is in the comments and in the description. Best part about Rhone, machine washable clothes. Throw them in the washing machine and then air dry them. You're good to go. Okay, the pads are on at training camp, and these are 5 players I'm keeping a close eye on now that the pads have gone on. They're practicing as we speak. We'll be back later with the report. But Darnell Wright, you drafted this guy number 10 overall to protect Justin Fields. His game is predicated on power and athleticism. I'm not judging offense or defensive line play without the pad. So that starts today. I want to see how the rookie holds up. He lost the 16 pounds leading up to training camp, ironically training for the wide receiver and tight end conditioning test. We've all heard that story. It's well documented. But Ryan Poles has put a lot of faith into this kid. His first-round pick that Poles has made is the Bears GM. He needs to deliver. I want to see how he looks in the pads as they go on today. Another draft pick, Gervon Dexter Sr., the defensive tackle. Justin Jones, veteran defensive tackle, was speaking highly of him yesterday, saying he's someone that's really flashed, someone that's really started to stand out these past couple of practices. Again, it's hard to get a great assessment of Trench's play without the pads on, but he is a powerful human being, and I think in this scheme he'll play better than he did at Florida, and I want to see that power on display. Before we get to 3 through 5, thank you guys so much. We beat the Cowboys report in the month of July for the most new subscribers. We ended up with like 520 or so. I think they ended up just under 500. So we won the competition. If you want daily videos, hit that subscribe button. We'll have a new challenge soon. We'll see who we're taking on to this month. But also, join us here in a few hours. Bears Now Live, 4 o'clock Eastern, every Tuesday, 3 o'clock Central Time. We'll react to the first padded practice at camp and get you caught up on the other news, notes, and rumors going on around this football team. Tyrique Stevenson, the rookie corner. 3 rookies to start here, and hey, all rookies we should keep an eye on when pads go on. But Stevenson, who struggled a bit early on in camp, had a good day yesterday, picked off Justin Fields. That was nice to see. He's a physical corner, though. I think the pads could play to his favor. He can be more physical, be a little bit more grabby and get away with it now that the pads are on. He loves to press, and kind of hard to do some of that stuff when you're doing non-contact drills. So going to keep an eye on that and see if he kind of keeps this upward momentum after a strong Monday practice. Andrew Billings, who the Bears signed in free agency from the Raiders, who played pretty well last year, run-stuffing defensive tackle. He's 320 pounds. I think this is an under-the-radar name that's really going to help this defense, especially in the run game. Let's see if his power can be on display with the pads. And then Braxton Jones, getting back to the offensive line, that other offensive tackle position. Can Braxton Jones take that year 2 leap? He had a pretty damn good rookie season, especially for a 5th rounder out of Southern Utah. But the one complaint, the one gripe against Braxton Jones last year is that anchor wasn't there. When he got bull rushed by powerful edge rushers, he got in trouble. He'd get pushed back into Justin Fields. The athleticism, the quick feet, when he had to pull in the running game, that stuff's all there. The traits are all there. Has the power improved enough? Is that anchor stronger? I think it is. He's put on about 10 pounds this offseason, but now we get to see it in action. Obviously, we'll see even more during these preseason games, but we'll at least get a taste now that the pads are on at Bears training camp. Football's back. I don't care what anybody says. Football's back. There's a game Thursday. The pads are on today for the Bears. If you're excited for football being back, type me down in the comment section below because, hey, month of August, it's in the air. Can't not be excited at this point in time. Quickly, some other players to watch in pads today. Deontay Foreman, he's kind of a physical bruising running back. Again, it's not full throttle. People aren't lighting people up necessarily with pads on, but I think he's a guy who could stand out a little bit at that position now that the pads are on. Zach Pickens, we haven't heard much about the 3rd-round defensive tackle at all. Maybe with the pads on, he starts to make some headway. DeMarcus Walker, he's already been a standout early at camp, an energy guy. Excited to see what he can do. Terrell Lewis, he's an under-the-radar player that we're going to start talking about more. He's been pretty good dating back to OTAs. And then Darnell Mooney, who's been recovering from that injury. They've been ramping him up. How does he look with the pads go on and with contact now being implemented? definitely want to watch that as he still is fully getting his way back from off-season ankle surgery. All right, guys, practice happening right now. Be sure to subscribe and join us 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central Time for our live show later today. If you want updates during practice and afterward, follow me on Twitter at HGramNFL. I'm going to have updates as soon as I publish this video. So do all of that, and we'll see you guys this afternoon.